the ships over the horizon, they say that when a ship is receding away from you, the hull disappears before the masthead and it slowly goes up like that, as though it's going over the curve of the Earth. And that was one of Aristotle's first proofs that they used for the ball Earth. That was before telescopes, binoculars, or zoom cameras existed. Nowadays, you can test that for yourself. You watch any ship going away from you until it completely goes over the curve beyond the horizon where you can't see it, and then you take your zoom instrument and you'll be able to zoom completely back on the ship, hull and all the way back into view, proving that when something disappears beyond the horizon, it hasn't sunk below the curvature of a convex sphere. It has simply gone beyond your perspective as far as the law of perspective allows. So just depending on the strength of your instruments, your height, and the conditions of the atmosphere while you're watching, you'll be able to see a shorter or further distance. And when the sun is going away from us, as Crone was saying, we're not spinning. It is literally going away from us. And just like a plane or anything else, it starts to go down on the horizon, down, 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 until it completely disappears. Now, those planes that are doing that are not about to crash into the Earth. They're not curving under the ball. Otherwise, you'd see the bottom of the plane. You don't see the bottom of clouds either. Clouds curving over. What you see is point perspective. Like any artist knows, everything converging to the one center point of wherever you're looking at that time. Just like in a narrow hallway, the edges, the sides come in to a point, the ceiling comes down to that point, and the floor rises up to that point. And that's just how our vision works. And that's why a boat going away from you seems to disappear over the curve of a ball. If you've been told it's a ball, then that's what you're going to believe. But if you get out a zoom camera and you zoom the entire thing back into focus, then you can see that's not what happened. And with the sun, as the sun is dipping down, you got to get a really good camera, but it can be done. And there are examples of this on YouTube. You can zoom it in, and the sun, which was either completely disappeared, half disappeared, you name it, on the horizon, will rise up on the horizon. The sun hasn't risen up. You've just changed your perspective.
Let me ask you this one. I'm sure you saw this. The recent clip of this weatherman talking about the Superior Mirage, where somebody had filmed being able to see Chicago from Michigan, the Chicago skyline. And he was saying, you're not really seeing that. What you're seeing is a mirage, and I guess they called it a superior mirage. When clearly, in fact, what you were seeing was the coast or the skyline of Chicago. Did you see that clip?
I did, yeah. That photographer has been photographing several such horizon skyline views as well. That particular one, I think, was 60 miles away, and you can do the curvature formula and it figures out to several hundred feet that it should be below the horizon, but it's not. There's many more. Mount McKinley's one good one in Alaska. People are able to see that, and we've got several photos on my forum of it from 130 miles away. Almost the whole thing should be beneath the horizon based on the ball formula, and it should be leaning back significantly if we're on a ball. But it's completely level, completely flat, and you can almost see the entire thing. The bottom part of the horizon will disappear, objects near the horizon will disappear in the distance. People will ask about that often, and that's just natural. If you watch a girl walking away wearing a dress, first you'll see her shoes disappear as she gets a quarter of a mile away, and then her ankles a half mile, and then it looks like a ghostly dress is just floating for a while, and then halfway up the dress is gone. And that's just perspective doing its thing, and you can see that happen. But again, the deniers, the ball earth skeptics, they'll come in and say, oh, see, I can't see the bottom of her legs, or oh, I can't see the bottom of the boat. That means she's behind the ball. But it's all perspective. Any artist knows this. If you know about point perspective, it's exactly how the horizon works. It's the vanishing line of our perspective. Just like if you look at a hallway, a long hallway, the walls on either side of you are going to tend towards the middle, and the ceiling and the floor are going to tend towards the middle vanishing point, and that's what you're looking at. That's what a sunrise and a sunset is, a moonrise and a moonset. That's what's happening with those ships over the horizon. That's what's happening with the girl walking away from you. It's all just perspective.